Welcome everybody to A Kiss for Luck. I'm Steve.
I'm Charisse.
And in the bottom left corner here, and certainly can be the top left corner, top right corner in our book, Mike Crutchfield. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm hanging in there. Excited to give out some winners again.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. And our guest once again is Rich. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing good, Steve. A little tired. Daughter's birthday today. I had a little bit of chocolate cake and like Axl Rose and Night Train. I'm crashing and burning a little bit right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. You got to do that sometimes. You got
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah,
Yes.
we had birthdays. This is our birthday month too, where it's Charisse's birthday, daughter's birthday. My birthday was about a week and a half ago. We got them all stacked in here. Heck, even my ex-wife's birthday
Yeah,
was a week
yesterday.
ago. So, and yeah, my ex-wives are 6 days apart in birthdays. My two ex-wives. So it's like
Mm.
I had to get one later in the year, so that's why I got Charisse.
Yeah, there you go.
It
Well,
was birthday
you had
dependent.
to get the one who's forever 29.
Yes,
There you go.
Yeah.
exactly. Right. You know it. She's
Uh,
got a lot of spunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Spunky. Speaking of which, all right, you made some pretty spunky picks over the Breeders' Cup weekend, Sharice.
Finally.
What did you call for
Well,
us?
let me tell you first about one of my favorite jockeys, Flavian Pratt, and what a day he had Sunday, November 2nd. I don't know if you gentlemen were following, but I was
Mm.
at Aqueduct. He flew back after the Breeders' Cup from California back to New York, and 7 wins on Sunday, six in a row. There were 11 races Sunday. He only rode 10. So out of those 10 races, he won seven. He came in second on the other three.
Wow.
Yay!
Wow is
That
right.
was amazing. And I even looked up the number of the most wins at the same track for one day. Eddie Castro back in '05 did it for 9 wins. And Chris Antley did it for 9 wins, but at two different tracks, daytime and nighttime.
Wow.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, amazing day, amazing jockey.
Yeah, that was a
Was
smart
it
move, going over there because it's funny when you said that Flavian was over there. I thought, no, wow, that was quick. He got over there rather quickly, but he knew he had some live mounts. So I don't blame him.
and most of them were
Hmm.
favorites, I'll be honest. Most of them were
Sure.
favorites. But yeah, and he made up for his not so glamorous Breeders' Cup mounts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
had a
And
rough day.
did you know that Sierra Leone is now officially retired?
Yep, I heard
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
excellent, excellent.
So
Done
anyway,
running in everybody's way down the stretch.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to brag a little bit because I'm so excited. I finally nailed some winners, Mike.
Yep. Told
I
you.
I started off my Breeders' Cup Friday. We were here at home, cheering, yelling, screaming. I picked vodka. It wasn't a Breeders' Cup race, but it was a race at Del Mar with my boy Kent DeSormo. He rode that horse perfectly.
Yeah, he did.
Sadly, it was his only mount of the weekend. But 15 to 1 morning line, he went off at 12 to 1, and you could probably hear me screaming at Del Mar as he came down that stretch and won. So I had that. Unfortunately, I did not hit the pick five. I missed one, but
Mm.
oh well. And then on Saturday, we were at Los Al Vessels Club, and Steve and I were again the only people cheering when Ethical Diamond won the Breeders' Cup turf, the
All
turf,
right.
the
Yeah.
mile and a half. And Steve used him in his pick threes, thank goodness, because I did not have a dime on him to win.
Mm.
No.
Not a
And
dime, Mike.
you
Not
were
a
talking
dime.
you were talking about him. Oh my.
All day. Even our friend Caroline Harper texts me and says, Charisse, you nailed that horse. And I'm like, "Mhm."
Yeah.
But they let him go off at 25 to 1, I believe, 25,
Yeah,
26 to 1. So
somewhere in there.
27. Yep.
Yep.
yeah, that was amazing. So my husband saved us with his pick threes on Saturday. So it's all
Yeah.
good. All
Indeed.
good.
Indeed.
On to you, Mike.
Yeah, you did a couple of fun things. What'd you get there, Mike?
Well, yeah, we first of all, the show was really, really good. Last Thursday, we handicapped on a Kiss for Luck. We handicapped both Friday and Saturday cards. A bunch of winners we gave out. No, we didn't actually give out we gave out several winners, but we didn't link them all up for the pick five. But fortunately, I did play a late pick five and hit the pick five for it was a little over 9,000. So I got that, and
Woohoo!
we always post our picks. So they had the ticket so people could see we're just not talking, and I had Ethical Diamond. I had 40 to win on that horse, and then I had the horse, the 10 horse, in the trifecta. So we just had a really solid day, and I love the Breeders' Cup because I love my Euros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love them. So anyway, it was a great day for me.
We
yeah.
knew
When
who
you
was buying
say,
drinks where you were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a really good day, and the whole team had a good day, which was pleasing to see that everybody. When Charisse's horse won, I was so upset at myself because, like you mentioned, Rich, I got busy and I didn't play the early one, and I was so upset at myself because she gave that horse out.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
Can't.
Just
Well,
because I've had a
happens.
crush on Kent since he rode for us back in the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and how appropriate. It's a Stay Thirsty
Ah,
named Vodka Vodka. I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
for Kent, I don't know,
that's
but
pretty ironic, gotta
yeah.
Yeah,
say.
it is on a lot of levels.
Yes,
So,
little spunky, I might say.
Yes.
yeah, vodka. So,
Vodka Vodka.
Rich, gave out something there too over for Breeders' Cup. It was a nice hit, yeah.
Yeah, we that last trifecta we had pretty nice, but pretty much the whole weekend over. To be honest, I put a lot of time together in writing wagering guides. I mean, hours and hours and hours and all the races, and it's kind of like working at McDonald's. When the racing comes, I kind of need to get away because I've had so much in depth. But I think what on the weekend there was four long shots. We managed to get two of the four long shots, and just
Yep.
about every other race the winner was in. We had except for well, we didn't have Ethical Diamond, although when Tom and I talked about it on the Breeders' Cup show for where we preview all the international horses, that's one we spent a little bit of time on because it was interesting with the jumper background, like
Mhm.
what that
Right.
horse was going to do. Because the only flat race, as they call them in England, was a maiden win. So it was it was a horse that we were both interested in, but we didn't stake any money on. So it was overall, I'd say a pretty good weekend. I found it to be kind of formful for what I thought was going to happen, and that's kind of how it worked out.
Rich, please tell everyone your podcast and your partner, Terry.
Yes, Terry Hay and I every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday over on Horse Racing Radar TV. We handicap parks on Monday and Tuesday, depending upon what tracks run on Wednesday and Thursday. It varies, but right now we do Churchill on Wednesdays and we do Belmont at the Big A, Aqueduct, whatever they want to call it this time. But the last Wednesday, I think it was, we put together a nice $6,300 pick four for $48 or something like that. And
Beautiful.
yeah, it's
Wow.
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's
very
a great
And
nice.
show.
like
It's a
you,
great
we
podcast.
we post everything
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no one can ever come back and say, you're full of whatever because it's in
Yeah.
print.
And that's and Rich, speaking of that, and I know, a lot of, people on TV, you never see their tickets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure.
Andy Serling, all those guys talking on TV, you never ever see it backed up with a ticket that you actually see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
just think that that's ironic, that you never see them. And anyway, I just like you should share them. Other people can learn ticket structure, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I
Well, that's
agree.
one thing we like to do is share for sure. Like as much
Yeah.
education as we can. And when we do the podcast, I mean, you watch Charisse, you see a lot of times when something comes up, I'll pull up the Brisnet past performances and take that marker and explain exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So when you're using the Brisnet sheets, I don't get paid. They should pay us, damn it, but they don't pay
Mhm.
us. I do explain on how to, what I'm looking at so that when you're looking at it, if it's something that you find of interest to you or that you haven't learned or used, that you can add to your toolbox too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great
And I
podcast.
agree with giving out what you do, and there's been a couple of times that Mike has had to adjust course because of rain and scratches
Yeah.
and things like that. I mean, there's nothing you can really do on that, but
Right.
there
Mm,
has been a couple of times where Mike had to adjust his ticket and he hit it. But I mean, anybody would do that. If you've got a ticket
Yeah.
and you have horses that are out, you're gonna find other options, or
Sure.
you can completely structure it differently.
Hmm.
If you
mm,
really were on a single and thought, man, I love this thing, and I don't really, all the others are pretty equal. Well, guess what? If he scratches out, then you're kind of stuck. You got
mm,
to try to find a single somewhere else normally, and that's going to be your
mm,
spread race. So,
mm.
but it is nice to at least give out the tickets and show everybody what you got. But and speaking
Yeah.
of that, go ahead, Mike. What are you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, and also, actually, when you win, if you post that ticket too, it's just for credibility, right?
Sure.
People can actually see that you won.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
They can
Yeah.
see the ticket. And I always, I think that that's good because people could understand that it's possible to do that. And if you're sitting there saying I won, and they don't see the ticket structure, they don't see your thought process, then you have to wonder, did he really win?
Hmm.
Right.
You
And then
know,
there's the other angle too, unfortunately, in this world, where everybody owes everybody money, the last thing they
ah,
want to do is
yeah,
show the ticket that they
yeah,
want for 6 grand, because guess what? Hey man, how about that
yeah,
hundo I gave you last weekend, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Well,
there's
you should
that.
be paying that. If you do, you should be paying it anyway.
That's right.
If you hit
You sh
something big, sure. So you talk about ticket structure. I mean, I hate to throw a curveball in here, but
Yep.
That's
from
fine.
your experience, is there a book? I have something in mind. That's why I bring it up. But what have you found to be the best resource for ticket structure?
I think when you're playing pick fives, I like to try to have a single if I can.
Hmm.
Some people say you have to have a single. No, and how much money you spend on a ticket, really, it depends on how tough the card is to me. Because some cards I could just see it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna have to spend a bunch on this. And some cards are so tough that you have to spend the money, and I'll risk, a couple $100 to maybe make 10 or 12,000 is the way I look at it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like my ticket for the late pick five was $192, but I got 9,200 back. So off of the 200, I made 9,000. I'll take that any day. Who
That's
wouldn't?
good math. Maybe you can convince them in Congress to use that to pay off the debt.
Yes. Clever,
Maybe.
Rich. Very clever.
Yes.
I love it.
Uh, I've found like for folks who are looking for, some betting structure, there's a book by his last name is Davidovich called Betting
Oh,
Thoroughbreds, and in the appendix in the back, as far as I'm concerned, and it's my opinion, it's the best ticket structure uh, like literature that I have seen to date so far. If you're not familiar with it, I would definitely go get that book.
What is the name of it?
Betting Thoroughbreds. It's something Davidovich. I forget his first name. The
Steve.
book's right there. Steve
Okay.
Davidovich. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
go. Yeah, Steve. It's a great name, Steve. Right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
Of
Guy's
course, a
got to
guy
be
named
bright.
Steve is brilliant. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name should be Rich, but no, it's Steve. But I would definitely take a look at that book. Sorry to throw us off on a tangent there, but
No, it's
when you
great
brought up ticket
conversation.
structure, it popped into my brain, and I figured I'd bring it up.
And it is funny because we have a friend of ours that is a big horse player, and he always says I mean, his no matter what he does, he will almost always go all in the first leg. And
Mm,
he says, I just don't want to be knocked out in the first leg. So he will go all or very deep in the first, and then skinny it down as he goes. That always seems to be his theory on it. He says, "Look, I just want to, get it knock it down and stuff." I don't know if we can read that or not,
Can
honey.
you read that?
I don't know, but it's a beautiful
Benny
phone.
Thoroughbreds. Yep.
Yep, there it is, Benny
That's
Thoroughbreds.
it.
Okay,
Mhm.
there it is. Very
Any
nice.
Mhm.
I
thoroughbreds.
don't get any commission on that either, but it's just a great resource.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do not do
Amazon
do not
order.
hit the buy button, please.
I
No,
already
no.
did. I already did.
I
Okay,
promise you
Mike.
to make you a better.
Well, okay. Well, we're
Hey,
already
but funny quick story. Funny quick story, gentlemen. So I make Steve, we had to run a couple of errands, Bevmo, things like that. And I made him stop at Dollar Tree because they're fun things I like to
Oh
get at
yeah.
Dollar Tree. So he says, "Well, honey, don't use a card. Here, let me just give you cash. What do you need to get?" I said, "Well, I want to get some 12 bottles of fun soda for my Bunko group next week. Just fun stuff. And I need to get a birthday card and what else?" So he goes, "Okay, here's 25 bucks. Go have fun, right?" Okay, right?
Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree now.
Yeah.
Sure. $1.25 tree now. And I didn't have enough cash, so I had to use the debit card. So I didn't say anything. So I get in the car and I see
Uh,
these two big bags. I put them in. I said, "Oh, honey, got this soda and all the stuff for Bunko." But da, 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 da. Oh, okay. Halfway home, he says, "Did you use the cash?" I said, "Nope, didn't have enough."
uh,
And he's like, "How much did you spend?" I said, 48.
uh, yeah.
Only Charisse can the average ROI be 48 times a buck.
Yeah.
It's incredible. She goes into Dollar Tree and gets 48 things. But anyway,
No, it wasn't 48 things. The bag of M&Ms was $5. 3 bags of those. I mean, come on. But
whatever.
anyway.
You
I
know,
know somebody who's got 9 grand that you could have called.
Exactly. 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 I would have sent something, Steve, for
but you
Big
know what?
Oh,
Sister.
you're such a
I
good
can't
friend, Mike.
I can't
Yeah.
complain with our beautiful view of the ocean here in my office. We could-
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd the
Yeah.
daylight come from, honey? It's dark here.
Yeah, well, I'm yeah, this is Australia. Anyway, Mike, so what do you got for us? Start off the
Yeah.
festivities, please.
Yeah. I just figured I just want to give out a winning ticket to the viewers and to the listeners. I'm sorry. And I think that this is gonna hit, and I think you can get $500 or $600 out of this, maybe a little bit more. Um, and so I'm gonna go to Aqueduct on Friday, and we're gonna do the mid pick four, and it starts in race four.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use the number two national identity. And Steve, I always have these horses. I think of you when I pick them because they have these unique names. But the number three, I'm going to use "What's Up, Bro,"
Oh yeah, what's
and
up, bro?
so I thought of you when I said, "Man, I'm going to tell my brother that "What's Up, Bro," and the number four, Stewie. But my top preference at 8-1 is going to be the number six, On the Hill. This horse is coming off of a nice. I was actually at Saratoga when this horse won and played him that day. And I think that it took this horse more than 12 times to run in the allowance 95,000 category, ran 12 times before he actually got out of that category. And I like that he's coming back. And they gave him some rest coming back at 8-1. So my top preference is number six, On the Hill.
Okay.
Okay, at 8-1. So you can get paid there. Race number five. This is something that is, I think I'm going to use the number eight, Lady Rose. And I love Linda Rice's first time starters. She's not usually recognized for first time starters. So I cash on her first time starters because people overlook them. And this is an exact case that I like to have her in. And so I'm gonna use the number eight, and I'm gonna use the number seven, Danella Marie, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
use the number two, It's Carlos Way, and the number four, Going Rose, I believe, or
Yeah.
is it Going Rose?
Sion's
Uh,
Rose.
yeah, Sion's Rose. Okay, wrote it down wrong. But what I want everybody to do is I want you to take $2 and I want you to box the 8-2
Okay.
in an exacta. I'm gonna play both of those horses to win. And a lot of times people don't like playing two horses to win, but I'll just take if I have $20, I like them both. I just put 10 on both of them because as soon as you put the 20 on the two horse, then the eight horse wins. So I,
Yep.
I I just prefer to look at it that way. So again, in the fifth, I'm going to use 8-7-2-4 and play the $2 exacta box 8-2.
Excellent. Excellent. Race 6, sir.
Okay, so um, I'm gonna use three horses here. I'm gonna use the number one,
Mm.
um,
Hmm.
Master Fraud, and I'm gonna
Freud.
use the Freud, yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna use the number seven, King Pack. Is it King? Yeah, King Puck. I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
and the number nine, Coach Case. And my first preference is gonna be Master Freud at 8-1. Again, another 8-1 shot. I think this horse is third time off the layoff. It's gonna be coming home really, really quick. And again, number one, Freud is gonna be my top selection. And something you might want to know about that jockey trainer combination, they have an ROI of like they have
Ooh.
insane statistics together, so
Yes.
you want to always look at that.
Yeah, $11. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah, so pretty good there. And finally, in the seventh race, this race right here is a race that I'm going to tell you right now. I think you have to use the three. But the horse that I'm going to use as my top selection is Atfield, the number one, with
Yeah.
hot riding, Santana on him.
Yep.
He's just riding great right now.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
just really taking advantage of all of his mounts, and I think you can get a nice price there, and so I'm going to use the 1-5-6-3, and I think the three is going to get bet, but the three is I'm just going to use kind of like a just in case. But if the five or the six wins, I mean that pick four, can pay you $600-700 for 50
All right.
cents. So those are my selections.
All right. Fantastic, sir. That is the middle pick 4 at Belmont Aqueduct, or as Rich says, whatever we're calling it today.
Yeah.
So,
I think it actually went back to Aqueduct because it screwed up all of our data sheets because everything is BAQ and then it comes in just AQ and the machine's looking for BAQ and they just call it Aqueduct, damn it.
I
Yes.
agree. I agree with that. All right, Charisse, what do you got for us, dear?
Well, I'm gonna do an early double at Del Mar for tomorrow, Friday.
All right.
And in the first race, love, love, love the 5, Tiger of the Sea.
Hmm.
Brian Corner trains, Armando Ayusa rides. First time, blinkers off. Just think this horse has what it takes to get it done.
Mhm.
Jockey trainer combo at Del Mar last year and this year so far 18%. Good enough. I'm going to single that horse and I'm going to use 2 in the second race. My preference is going to be number 5, Scatify, Hector Barrios, Jeff Mullins, of course, the dynamic duo.
Yep.
He just missed by a head, but that was at Los Al daytime. Now we're going a mile on the dirt at Del Mar. So, but my price in that race is going to be number 3, how do you pronounce that?
Kind of
Consigliere, consigliere.
like The
Consigliere.
Godfather.
Yes.
And I
Indeed.
should know that because I'm Italian. Okay.
Got a guy.
Leonard Powell and Diego Herrera are on fire together. And if
Mm.
we could get 5-1, I think this horse is going to lay a little close, make one run down the stretch, and I'm just praying Diego can scoot on by those couple horses and win it. So, first race, I'm going to single the 5, and in the second race, I'm going to use the 3, and my preference is the 5, maybe do a $5 double both, maybe do a $10 double on with Scatify. But that's it. It's the double. I am going to give out a quickie for Saturday night. Unfortunately, we will not be there at Los Alamitos Saturday night. We will be there Sunday for the Derby. But I'm going to go to Los Alamitos nighttime Saturday. I'm going to go to race 4. Love the inside horse, Clarit's Boy.
Mm,
Eddie
okay.
Willis and Justine Kleiber. What can you say? She is a
Yeah.
phenomenal rider. She's Eddie's go-to top jockey. I like this horse on the rail. Justine's going to get him out, and I think the 400 is going to be okay. So let's go with Clarit's Boy at 5-1 morning line, single in your early pick 4 last leg.
All right. Number 1 horse in race 4. Okay. Made note. Copious notes here. All right. And Rich, what are you going to give us here today, sir?
Well, I'm going to go with the last 4 races on Saturday uh, at Aqueduct. I forgot Belmont. Yeah, I was confused up there. Froze for a minute. I'm going to go with what I call the Noah +1 pick 4. Instead of 2x2, I'm going to go 3x3x3
Ooh,
all the
Okay.
way through. So the first race is race 7. It's $200,000 Hill Prince Stakes. It's a G3. I'm going to start off with the 7-horse Griffin's Wharf. And if you watch our show that Charisse was so kind enough to tell you about, one of the things I talk about a lot is Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper. If you're a data geek, go get that book. I don't get any commission on that one either, but so much great information in that book. And I look for what I call alpha angles. To me, alpha angle, I come from the financial market. So anything that gives you excess return. And real quick, average race has 8 horses in America. Anything over 12% is excess return just from a probability standpoint. And for me, alpha angles are at 15%. Horse that ups his speed figure 3 races in a row, they meet that criteria, and that's Griffin's Wharf. And he's got a pair of solid maintenance workouts in between to keep that speed figure streak alive. Next
Okay.
up is number 6, Stars and Strides. Last time out, showed some killer late pace. And what I like about this horse is he's got enough tactical speed to be close early on, especially when they got to come out of that chute for this race there. So he should be in a good position to use those late legs. And then finally, the rail Noble Confessor. The only time this horse won, or most recently, was on the lead. My smart sheets, where we do analysis as to who's going to get to the lead, says this one's the most likely pace setter. And I think that's a good reason why trainer Todd Pletcher put up Kendrick Carmouche, and Kendrick told us straight up that he loves front runners. So I think you'll see that horse push forward, gets the right fractions, and he could go all the way.
he
Okay.
could go all the way.
He just might. Chris Berman for you, if you remember that. But I
Yeah,
think he's
I like
making fun. I think he's kind of doing the Howard Cosell thing, is what I think.
it. Yeah, he is kind of.
Yeah. The next race is this is going to be the linchpin, the maiden special weight, because just about anything can happen in a deep field, a bunch of first time starters. But I'm going to go with Snickery, the 4-horse at the top. I think he has some of the most upside in the race with the second start of its career. We call it second race par ability. The horse can get above the average speed figure to win with normal second race improvement. But the trainer, Michael Maker, I think if his name is Michael Maker, I'm just trying to do it from recollection right now.
Cassie, Mark
Cassie.
Cassie.
Mike Cassie. Okay, yes. I was close. And the first name started with an M. I got half of it right.
Yeah, no problem.
But since then, Cassie's put a couple of workouts in the horse, but gelded him. So I think you're going to see a
Oh,
more focused Snickery. And I
yep.
always like the joke. The horse says, "Hey, that's what happened to me when I lost last time. I don't want him cutting anything off on winning this." Number 7, Hell's Kitchen, debuted on the turf, ran fairly well. The next race got taken off the turf, went to the dirt. Yeah, I don't like this dirt at all. And that's fine to me. Goes back to turf. And I have found, again, I just mentioned second race par ability. A lot of horses, they come out, first race, they do well. And a lot of times they'll take a step back in the second race, maybe sore for whatever reason. That third race then becomes a boom or bust race, basically a make or break. 4 good workouts in this horse, a couple of crisp ones. And I transposed the S and the P at first, and it said Crips ones first. Big difference between Chris and Crips, I promise you. But it's got to have a long shot. Like the 4-horse Snickery, the 2-horse Be Provocateur, second race upside, could be on the lead versus a lot of closer types in here, not including whatever the first timers bring to the team. And as I went through the first timers with my scoring system, I found none of them to be overly impressive. And one final note, the 14 Royal Riddle, it's an also eligible. If that one gets into the race, really consider adding that one to your ticket.
Okay.
Next up is the Mother Goose race, race number 9, and the 6-horse, fully subscribed. Every single race, the bettors have backed this guy. Just missed last time out. A little bit of a wideish trip, so maybe a little bit moved to the inside. 4 Good Works say she will be in peak fitness for the classic third start after a layoff. And is that the first handicapping angle everybody's learned? Third start after a layoff? That was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first started, I would look through the program. Third start after them horses, no matter what. You learn.
Yeah.
The 3-horse Lemon Zest has proven she can get to par for this level. That's a big thing in stakes races. Can they actually get to the level it takes to win? I'm really not a fan of the last race, but Charisse pointed out that there's nobody hotter than Flavien Prat out on the East Coast. And guess who Brad Cox is going to put on this horse?
Yeah.
And finally, I'm not a big fan of track risers. We mentioned that a little bit earlier in the show there, especially trainers that are 0 for 15 on the year in stakes races. But the number 4 horse, our Daydreaming Girl, does have a decent trip at Aqueduct. So I like the fact that she's performed okay at the track. Does have the top last race speed figure by 5 points. That was in the grade 1 Cotillion at Parks. I do expect a little regression off of that. But it's her late speed numbers that I can't get away from. She has elite late legs, more than a 1 length late leg edge over everybody else. And another one where the race sets up, but she won't be that far off the front. So she can use those late legs to scurry on home at the end.
Yeah.
And the
Good deal.
final race, number 10, the Long Island Stakes, another grade 3. The 3-horse Beach Bomb. That's right there in Steve's backyard. You see that? Nice.
Yes, right there. That's right. I get the dogs are out there playing in the water. Hey, come back in here, boys. Let's go. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
And pretty soon the ladies with the palm leaves and grapes, they're next up. But
Yeah, there you go.
Beach Bomb, 5 ways better in her last race. And then our smart sheets, I measure, look at early pace, mid pace, late pace, and fractions, and looking for horses that improve. Every level Beach Bomb improved last time out. She has work to keep herself fresh for today, a pair of seconds in 2 races at Aqueduct Grass. My smart sheet C-Zone also says the 9-horse, Way to Be Marie, is going to get the best trip in this race, and it's not even close. And finally, for the last pick, I considered both Bill Mott horses in this spot, the 7, Alluring Angel, and 6, Immenstitude. I went with the 6 because Mott uses Jockey Jr. Alvarado a lot more than he does Kendrick Carmouche. So I think he's going to give his regular rider a choice as to which horse he wants. To be fair, Alvarado only rode the 7 once before, but I would still think if he felt like the 7 was better than the 6, he would go that way. I hope I read those tea leaves correctly. So my late pick 4 is $40.50. Again, race 7, 167, race 8, 247, race 9, 346, race 10, 369. And in that cycle, Beach Bomb in the 10 would be the one I think is the most likely to win. Maybe use her in an exacta key box with some of your favorite picks in that race.
Excellent.
Okay, well, that's always nice to have the Noah's Ark +1. So you've got the odd Noah's Ark pick there, the 3x3x3x3. Well, I am going to give out a couple here. I'm going to breeze through this first one at Del Mar because I just want to give out something for tomorrow. But I don't particularly care for the card tomorrow. I don't think they filled a whole lot, put a lot into this card. But that's the way California racing, unfortunately, is now. You've got this used to be a very nice meet when it was at Hollywood Park during this time of year before they came back to Santa Anita. But now it's there's not a whole lot of not a whole lot of anything in this race tomorrow. Saturday's card's better than Friday's, but I wanted to give out something for tomorrow, and this is going to be it. So I'm going to give out the 50-cent late pick 4. In that 5th race, it starts off with 1 mile on the turf, maiden 50. Maiden 50s in California, you got to flip a coin. So I went 4 deep here. I went the 1 P-Town Prancer, first time gelding. with Freyzoo on board. And it's almost in California, you almost have to look at the who's on these horses, who what jockeys are on these horses, because there are particular turf jockeys that they kind of have their pick now with Pratt and some of these other guys out of town. So you got to pick the ones that remained, and they're going to get most of the best mounts. I think P Town Prancer, the one at 5-1 with Freyzoo, that's my top pick with Doug O'Neill, first time gelding. The two at 10-1 Golden Surprise, that's Jim Cassidy, and that's out of their DP Racing's sire, their Golden Balls. You got to love Golden Balls on the turf. So, what were you thinking I was saying? Wait a minute here. So,
Well, gold is like $4,400 an ounce. So yeah.
exactly. Wow, those are some pretty
Mike
hefty
can
balls.
Mike can afford two golden balls now.
Yeah.
Sure could. Sure could. Golden Surprise. It ran maiden 50 with Mike Smith on board first, and now they got Ayuso, underrated turf jockey. And then I also put the 8 and the 9 in there too. High Plains Drifter. I was just watching a little bit of High Plains Drifter the other day on in the movies. That was kind of fun. I don't particularly care for the 5-2 shot on the outside fight back. They've tried this horse 12 times and made in special weight. But when you're Paul Redham and you've got, all the money he's got, he doesn't care. He'll just keep him at maiden special weight as long as he wants to. So I think he's finally given up on the horse. So he's putting him in for a tag at 50,000 after 12 tries and 34,000 in earnings. So in that first race, I'm going to spread. It's not much there, so I'm going to try to catch something. 1, 2, 8, 9. In the sixth race, I've skinnied it down to 2. This is a maiden 32,000 on the main track, the dirt. I got Flashy Fritz, the 5 horse, Miati and Maldonado. This is a Lovenger horse out of Stay Thirsty. And Stay Thirsties do not have super turn of foot, but they grind. And this is exactly the kind of race that horse is going to win. He's just going to stay close. All the other horses are going to fade off, and he's probably going to win. But I do want to back it up with the 9 Trailblaze. This is George Lopez and Orantes. And I feel that horse is going to run well. George Lopez tends to bring horses down to Del Mar and always surprises people with them. So I'm going to put that one in there as well. In the seventh race, we've got the 2, the 3, and the 8 in that race, and that's Option Claiming 20, 5 furlongs on the turf. And the home of the brave. Actually, it's the Ohm of the brave because it's out of Ohm, the sire Ohm, which, by the way, is standing at
Legacy
Legacy
Ranch.
Legacy.
Like the way I worked that in there. Okay, good.
Yes.
But I really enjoy that one. That one's a good horse, but I really enjoy Titanic Thompson. Nick Alexander bred, his homebred there. That horse just really tries hard and doesn't like to give up the lead at all. So I picked the 3 on top at 3-1 there. But I got the 2, the 3, and the 8 Gold Council, Antonio Garcia. He's another one of those sneaky guys that shows up at Del Mar and takes some money. So there I've got the 2, the 3, and the 8. And to finish it off, I've got the 3 horses that I think can do the job. I feel a little weird on this one. I mean, the 7's probably going to win, but why is it in for a $20,000 tag? That always makes me wonder. And the 11, I think, is just been horrible its first 3 races, but it goes blinkers off and it's going the same distance, but he's on the dirt. I think with this caliber that's in this race, got a shot. But the 2 really intrigues me. It's Andy Mathis and Ricardo Gonzalez, Priscilla at 8-1. So there I've got the 2, the 7, the 11, and we're looking at a $36 ticket there. Let's see, what else do I have in my bag of tricks? You know what I did here? I did Churchill Downs. Yes, I did. Tomorrow at Churchill. Let me give this one out to you and see what you think of it. It's a late pick for it, Churchill as well. I'll go through it a little bit quicker because I don't want to spend forever on this ticket. But we start off with the maiden special weight, 120K. I like Midnight Rocket. Bill Mott had Pratt on this one originally. They've got Jose Ortiz on it now. Bill Mott and Ortiz are 36% together. Ortiz is 32%. during this last meet out of 22 mounts. You can't leave them out. I like Dale Roman's horse Into the Beast at 2 to 1, but I don't completely buy into him 100%. But I got to put him in there. So I've got the 2 and the 8. I really wanted to single the 2, but I put in the 8 as well. In the seventh race, we got an allowance 127,000 on the turf. We're going a mile. And I'm singling Cliffs. I absolutely love his horse by Cherie DeVoe and the aforementioned Jose Ortiz. It's 5 to 2 morning line. This horse is going to come running at the end. Last ran at Saratoga in August. It's got nice peppy works. And I think that horse is really good in a good spot here. So I'm just going to single that 2 in the seventh race. And in the eighth race, it's a maiden special weight again, 120K. This is a longer one. It's a mile and 16th. I like Mesquite here. They ran at Keeneland, nice and even. And Mike knows I love horses that run nice and even their first time out
Yep.
and don't disgrace themselves because they have every right to improve the second time out. So I absolutely love this Mesquite. The 8 Liberty Valance. We got a movie theme going on here. Liberty Valance. And Keeneland ran very well coming up for second, but still 6 lengths behind. Same situation there. I like it. Gaffleone and Brendan Walsh. Can't beat that combination on the turf. And then the 11, Grand Slam Sam. Kenny McPeak and Esquivel. He rides it back. He was second by 3 at Keeneland, 7 furlongs, and I think the horse is going to run very, very well back. So I like the 2-8-11. The 13, if that one gets in, take a look at that one. Sartorial, George Arnold, and Gabe Saez. I think that one's got a really live shot if he does get in off the also eligible list. And in the ninth race, all button. All of them.
Wow.
Oh,
All 10,
Allberger.
baby. Allberger.
Allberger. I love closing a pick 4 with
Yeah.
an Allberger.
Why not? You
Yep.
know, this race is another allowance 127K, 5.5 on the turf. And, I'm looking at all these and thinking every one of these has a shot. So why don't I use every one of them? So that is a very reasonable $30 ticket, despite
$30, yeah.
using all
Wow.
10 in the last race.
Yeah.
So that
Love it.
is my Churchill picks.
Okay. We're playing it tomorrow morning, honey.
Yeah, we
Yep.
are. Absolutely.
Well, you
Once
got a bigger budget to play it now. I love it.
Mike.
I love it. I
Well,
love it.
Well, Charisse still is we still keep her to about, a $12 play, so we've
Uh-huh.
got but I can play a little more.
Mike, what did I say months ago on the podcast? He gives me a $20 bill, says put it in your TVG or whatever account and have a good weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, she's
Yeah.
got an extra 25 laying around, no?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That's right. You
Exactly.
can go to the window with that $25 you never used.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Don't think I
Charisse.
forgot.
I can take it, Rich. Don't worry about it. We actually have an account that used to be our horse ownership account, but it is now called our horse racing account. And he laughs at me on Monday when all the withdrawals come through, right? And he's like, "Why do you keep you pick away $25 in TVG, $10 in TVG? Because if I put $400 in TVG, what if I win? I don't want to send the money back."
Yeah.
Oh, so I figure
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a hit and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like piranha, death by 1,000 bites. It's just I see the account and it's like 25, 15, 25, 10. I'm like, what? Why are you putting in 15 and $10 at a time? But
Yeah.
that's what she does. It's like,
Yeah.
nibble, 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 nibble.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah, it's better than putting in $400 every time. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of our picks here. So what do you got going this weekend, Rich?
I've been doing more handicapping like I always do. I'm working on a project with ChatGPT where I'm going to bring a lot of new data to the marketplace that perhaps you haven't found or seen anywhere else. Again, if you watch our show, one of the things we talk about are smart sheets. It's a lot of great information in there. I have found personally that, especially with like maiden races, we found pop so many long shots off of the way we score first time starters,
Hmm.
some live first time starters, and there are a lot of things we find too, like horses that are likely to get paces that really match them well, where they got a lot more speed out of the gates than everybody else. I find we do a lot of simulation work in our simulation odds. They hit a lot, like the horses that are at the top. They may not pop out the past performances, but the way we calculate it seems to work because a lot of those horses win. So working on a lot of that, a few other things in there that, and then some of the analysis that I can't do that Chat GPT will help me do with the Python for the machine learning. So we can start overlapping all the different data points and seeing how they match up and then tailoring that to track, distance, and surface. So we'll have an exact idea of what a 5 furlong winner on Park's dirt looks like and what a 6.5 furlong downhill at Santa Anita looks like. And we're going to take all that information, put it together in nice, crisp reports, and get that out to the
Wow.
marketplace hopefully soon.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Wow. Hey, Rich, tell us about the sheets you told me about. I've been following you guys. You guys are pretty on it. The green sheet, the
Smart sheet.
smart sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
some of the
link?
data that's a lot of the information that I've picked up from reading and just I don't know how long you've been at this. Probably, I I've been at this since I was like 20 years old. Man, I wish I were still 20. Many cycles ago. But a lot of the things you learn along the way and you read, and then I've just put all of that information then into, and then things I've learned. So I've handicapping. I just put it all into the computer with the data that's available, and then have it draw out all of that information. Much of it is unique to things I've learned, and that's available in the smart sheets. Right now, we only do it on the track that Terry and I do. You
Mhm.
can find them if you go to horseracingtoday.net. Our stories in there. There's a click on that. There's in every story, there's a link to the explanation for them, as well as the sheets for that day. You can go back through and look, and you'll see a lot of information in there that horses that hit at prices. We had a nice $80 winner at, I forget where it was, but a first time starter. And he scored like, we have a 3 point system. I think it was like 2.9. And he had what we call a back bullet workout, that combination, and he went off and won an 80-1. I don't know how. I personally would not have had that horse in my picks just looking at it in the past performances, but I've seen that combination hit way too many times not to put it in my picks, and it worked. And that's how actually we hit that $6,300 pick four. So we had a first timer just like that. And on the end of the ticket in a maiden race, we also had a horse that had second race, what we call parability that I talked about earlier in the day. Came out, as you mentioned, Steve ran a nice even race in his first race and then had that big step forward in the second race. And I think it paid like 40-1 to win. I mean, $40 to win. And the whole combination added up to $6,300. And when you have those maiden races with 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 horses,
Mm.
and you get a $40 winner, that horse is like eighth, ninth in order for odds. That's going to cut the number of winning tickets pretty aggressively.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yep.
deal.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
we're all looking for edges, man. Always looking for edges. And that,
Well, when it
thanks for
comes
that.
out and I have it in full, I'll make sure you guys get a complimentary of them all the time at every track.
Oh,
Awesome.
Wow.
wow. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's very nice, Rich. Yeah, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I could just get Charisse to, stop nibbling, then I think we'd be in great shape.
You know, you have to look at the positive of nibbling, right? Because I'm nibbling, but when I make that 500, 600, $1,500 hit, I don't have to nibble for probably a month.
No.
True.
No.
Okay.
I don't think
Money that goes into my TVG or my FanDuel account, unless it's really, really big, never gets put back into the account,
Mm-hmm.
into the Chase account.
yeah.
I
And
save it.
I think based upon the real estate, Steve, that you have right there, 10, 12, $15 one way or the other ain't gonna.
Yeah, that's not going to bother you. Yeah.
I mean, look at that view behind them.
Do you realize how much that oil painting is right there?
Big bucks.
Oh,
Gotta
by
be.
the way, I sold it today. No,
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I need
All right,
money
we'll
for
talk
the weekend.
after.
Yes, it's in her TVG account.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, I better look over his shoulder. There's a few extra zeros in there. Anyway,
Funny.
all right,
It's the
everybody.
commas. It's the commas you got to worry about, Steve, not the zeros.
Yep,
Yeah, that's quite true.
true.
Quite true. Quite true. All right. Well, hey, let's thanks for joining us, Rich and Mike. And we certainly like to sign off with our traditional a kiss for luck sign off. So thank you all for watching, and let's win big this weekend, shall we?
Yeah, baby.
Yep, yes,
Till next time, we'll see you.
Bye,
Take care.
everybody. Good luck.
there you go. Yeah.